History doesn't just forget people by accident. Sometimes it erases them gently, other times deliberately. Tonight, we're not talking about celebrities. We're not talking about household names. We're talking about inventors whose work still touches your life, even if you've never even heard their names spoken aloud. These are men who grew up with little protection, limited access, and almost no margin for error. Men who built solutions while being told they didn't belong in the room. Men who changed the world quietly. This is not a celebration. It's a remembering. Lewis Latimer, the man who made light livable. Lewis Howard Latimer was born in 1848 in Chelsea, Massachusetts. His parents had escaped slavery. His early childhood was shaped by fear of capture, instability, and uncertainty. When Lewis was still young, his father was arrested as a fugitive slave. The family never fully recovered from the shock. Formal education was limited. Survival came first. At 15, Lewis lied about his age to join the U.S. Navy during the Civil War. When he returned, he found work as a janitor in a patent law office. This is where everything changed. Sweeping floors, Lewis taught himself technical drawing, slowly, quietly, night after night. Eventually, the firm noticed. He became a draftsman and helped draw the patent diagrams for Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. But Lewis Latimer's most important work came later. While Thomas Edison is remembered as the inventor of the light bulb, early bulbs burned out quickly and were too fragile for widespread use. Latimer developed a carbon filament that dramatically improved durability. He also created methods for mass production. In simple terms, Lewis Latimer made electric light practical for everyday life. Yet, despite his brilliance, he was often excluded from meetings, often paid less, often credited last, if at all. He was one of the only black members of Edison's elite engineering team. Latimer understood something many inventors never did. Invention wasn't just about brilliance. It was about usability, about making progress last. Lewis Latimer didn't invent the light bulb. He made sure it stayed on. Granville T. Woods, the Black Edison who fought for credit. Granville T. Woods was born in 1856 in Columbus, Ohio. His parents were free, but opportunity was still tightly rationed. Formal schooling ended early. At 10 years old, Woods was already working. He taught himself engineering by studying at night and apprenticing wherever he could. No degree, no institutional backing, just relentless curiosity. Woods specialized in electricity and transportation. His most important invention was the induction telegraph, a system that allowed moving trains to communicate with stations and other trains. This invention saved lives. Before Woods' system, train collisions were common. Engineers couldn't communicate effectively. Woods' work made modern rail travel possible. His success attracted attention and lawsuits. Thomas Edison sued Woods, claiming credit for his inventions, not once, multiple times. Woods fought back in court and won. Eventually, Edison offered him a job. Woods declined. He preferred independence to proximity, control to comfort. Despite holding over 60 patents, Woods died in poverty in 1910. His work lived on. His name did not. Granville T. Woods didn't just invent systems. He defended them. Garrett Morgan, the man who built safety into the streets. Garrett Morgan was born in 1877 in Kentucky, the son of formerly enslaved parents. Formal education ended after elementary school. He moved north to find work, repairing sewing machines. That work sparked invention. Morgan created a safer, more efficient sewing machine attachment. Then came his most important contributions, safety devices. In 1914, Morgan invented an early gas mask after witnessing firefighters suffocate in smoke-filled buildings. When a tunnel explosion trapped workers underwater in Cleveland, Morgan used his device to rescue them. But newspapers refused to print his name. Later, Morgan invented an early traffic signal with a caution phase. It reduced accidents, saved lives. Cities adopted it. Still, Morgan faced ridicule, boycotts, exclusion. He kept building anyway. Garrett Morgan didn't wait for permission. He solved problems people were dying from. None of these men were celebrated in their time the way they deserved. None of them had smooth paths. All of them built anyway. Their stories remind us that progress isn't always loud, that genius doesn't always announce itself, and that the world we live in was shaped by hands history tried to ignore. Remember their names: Lewis Latimer, Granville T. Woods, Garrett Morgan. Not because they were perfect, but because they were necessary.